Happy Sabbath, beloved. In this video, we will be taking a look at the third angel's message. Originally, this was going to be the last part, but I think we will have 5 parts on the subject. So, shall we begin? Friends, the book of Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9 says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand." Now we're going to stop right there, because this verse is about the beast and his mark. Next time in verses 10 and 11, we will talk about the results of worshiping this beast and receiving his mark, which is why I decided to add 2 more parts. There's a lot to unpack here in verse 9. And it gets pretty deep, so forgive me if I do reiterate what I've already said in previous videos on this subject. So, is the Bible referring to a literal beast here? Of course not. We have to remember that the book of Revelation is a book of symbols. And also, on a side note, this beast is the exact same beast that rises up out of the sea in Revelation 13. So to find out what a beast represents, we need to go to the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 23. "Thus he said, The fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces." So this beast is a kingdom. And if you recalled last week where we talked about the woman in Revelation 17 and 18, she rides this very beast. And we know this woman is the papacy. And so is this beast. We know the papacy is a church-state union. So it's a package deal, beloved. Vatican City, the only church-state union in the world. But now notice this beast has an image. What is an image? It's a picture or a copy of something. So we know something is trying to mirror what the papacy is, or mirror the very character of the papacy or the first beast. So let's look at the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verses 11 through 15. "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." So this beast that rises up out of the earth with 2 horns like a lamb, that begins to speak as a dragon, will form an image to the first beast or the papacy. So what kingdom is this referring to? What kingdom does this? As the first beast receives its deadly wound, it begins to fall. Another beast rises. So what beast is this? When did the first beast receive its deadly wound? February of 1798, when General Berthier of France went in and took the Pope captive, right? So what kingdom was coming up at the time? Let me give you a hint. 1776, the very year that the United States of America declared its independence. And they came up with 2 horns, one being republicanism, a nation without a king, and Protestantism, a church without a pope. That's what this very nation was built on. That's the point of the First Amendment. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, etc. Something that did not exist in Europe at the time. I may do a video on Revelation 12 soon because it really gets into this. However, we see here, it is the United States that does form this image that goes to the rest of the world, tells them to do the exact same thing. So notice there's a turning point though. It has two horns like a lamb, but then we see something change. It begins to speak as a dragon. How does a nation speak, beloved? Through its laws and legislations. You have seen some of the nonsense they have pushed on American citizens over the years. It really looked bad during COVID. It was as if we didn't have a First Amendment anymore. Forced churches to shut down, forced masks, forced vaccines. It was bad, beloved. And right now I believe 100% that this was just a trial run to the real deal. Here's a little history for you. In the 1700s, early 1800s, a Jesuit was here in the U.S. Our founding fathers hunted them down and kicked them out. Now the people that were once kicked out are the very ones running this country. Not only is our president Catholic, or so he claims, but so is 6 out of the 9 judges in our Supreme Court. And if you know what they are about, then you know that they are taught that they are Catholic before they are American. Doesn't matter if you are a Democrat. Doesn't matter if you're a Republican. At the end of the day, the mark of the beast will indeed be forced, and it is imminent. Hence, why I mentioned that forced masks and vaccines and everything else was just a trial run, because look how easy it was to get people to fall in line like a bunch of circus seals, and they will fall in line again. So we now know who the beast is, who forms an image to this beast. So now, what is this mark? Is it a barcode? Is it a microchip? Is it a cell phone? Is it the COVID vaccine? No, beloved, that would be way too easy. Satan isn't stupid. He's a lot smarter than we are. Right now, Christians across the world are celebrating, thinking they overcame the mark of the beast by refusing the vaccine. But majority of the Christian population will receive that mark, and they won't even know it until it is too late. So what is it? Let's let the beast tell you themselves. Sunday is our mark of authority. The church is above the Bible, and this transference of Sabbath observance is proof of that fact. That's from the Catholic Record of London, Ontario, September 1st, 1923. By keeping Sunday, Protestants submit to the Vatican's authority over them. Soon, the final resurrection of the Holy Roman Empire will challenge everyone to keep Sunday or else. Notice that this mark is enforced. The book of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16 says this. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. You will be forced to accept this mark in either your head, meaning you acknowledge Sunday as being the Sabbath, which it's not, or in your right hand, meaning you don't necessarily believe Sunday, but you choose to work on God's Sabbath instead of Sunday. They will make it out to be something flowery and sweet and everything nice. They'll use terms like Family Day or Green Sabbath, because they are doing this for the earth. That stuff's being pushed right now. It's all over the place. And if you refuse, you will be punished by death. That's how serious this is. History repeats. Look at what happened in Daniel chapters 3 and 6. Look at what happened during the time of Esther. Also, I mentioned in part 1 about Cain and Abel. Let's not forget the Dark Ages. The final act is coming, and this time it is going to be worldwide. And the worst part is that the people will demand Sunday to become law. People worldwide will demand Sunday to become law. People say this cannot happen in America. But reality shows it already has. Remember in 1888, a bill was passed called the Blair Bill. Sabbath keepers were on chain gangs. In fact, they just stopped enforcing it. But very shortly from now, Sunday blue laws will be forced again. and we will have to make a choice. Will we stand on the side of Christ and honor His holy seventh-day Sabbath and receive His seal on our foreheads? Or will we accept the mark of the beast and worship the beast and his image? This is the great controversy, friends. Stand with Jesus. You may die, but you will receive eternal life. It's almost over. Jesus is coming soon, and stay tuned for part 4. This is John Tinsley with Everlasting Rock Ministries, and always remember, the truth never fails. God bless you.